Hello everybody, I just wanted to make this quick little video to tell you about something called Earthshine. So earlier tonight I was looking at the sky out of habit and I happened to see the moon, a very thin sliver, right? The moon is a waxing crescent right now. It means it just passed being a new moon, so it's just now starting to grow. And in about 14 days it's going to be a full moon. But right now it's very, very, very thin and very early in the lunar cycle. This means that from the moon's perspective, if you were standing on the moon, you would see a full Earth because the Earth is opposite the sun from the moon's perspective. Now this causes something interesting to happen. All that light bouncing off the full Earth lights up the moon, the dark part of the moon that's, hidden in shadow. And that causes it to glow. And I could see this effect very clearly earlier tonight. I even took some pictures of it. In fact, in those pictures you could even see Mercury right over the moon, because Mercury is at its greatest eastern elongation, which I didn't know was happening. It was actually a pretty cool thing to see. I saw the moon kind of setting, and that's already a cool sight on its own because it was glowing and, very sharp. It almost looked like an evil one-eyed smile. I don't know why. It looked very interesting. But that's basically all I wanted to tell you. If you look at the night sky in the next couple of days, you'll still see the moon glow effect from the Earthshine phenomenon, because from the moon's perspective, the Earth will still be relatively full. But it will fade eventually. Once it gets to be about a half moon, it'll be basically pretty much gone. In fact, when there's a first quarter cycle, when the moon is in its first quarter phase, the Earth would also be in a first quarter phase from the moon's perspective. Actually, no, the Earth would be in a third quarter phase, because from that moment on, if you were on the moon looking at the Earth would begin to wane. It would begin to get smaller, the Earth's phase. It's actually weird to think that the Earth has phases from the moon's perspective, the same way that the moon does from Earth. Only that on the moon, if you live, let's say that you live directly in the center of the full moon, right? Then if you look at the Earth, it would stay in the same position every single night, and its phase would just change every day a little bit. It would have the same 28-day phase, calendar as the moon does from Earth, but the Earth would just stay in that same spot, and it would also be a lot larger in the sky compared to the moon. That's pretty crazy to think about. And it's something we might get to witness soon because, with rocket technology advancing as it has, it's becoming more and more feasible to imagine ourselves living on the moon full time. In fact, from what I gather, SpaceX has shifted focus onto building a permanent moon colony in the near future. So that's exciting. Imagine what those people are going to be able to see. Imagine all the possibilities that are going to be opened up by that. Just living on the moon. The experience of life is going to be so radically different. You're going to get to see things that you wouldn't see here on Earth. You can't really imagine it that well because there's no reference for that yet, right? I mean, how can you imagine a stationary moon that never moves? That's what it would be on the moon. If you were living on the moon, the Earth would be stationary. It would never move. Whereas here on Earth, the moon moves every single night. You don't see it in the same place twice. So yeah, it's just something interesting to think about. If you happen to, still catch this video early on in the lunar cycle, then I highly suggest just taking a glimpse to the west in the evening, shortly after sunset, and just trying to find the moon. And if it's dark enough, you might see the moon glow from the Earthshine. But that's basically it. I'm making this video because I just need a reason to use this camera. I really love it, and I feel bad just letting it sit there. I really want to use this camera, but I hate making videos of myself. Like I said in my last video, I don't like filming myself or taking pictures of myself. So, I'm guessing that this can help with that. Or maybe this is just stupid and nobody cares. In any case, yeah, look up at the sky and see the moon. You guys have a great night.